Oh, good morning, everybody. Oh, great.
Morning.
That was quick. That was really quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I literally just said good morning, and suddenly your picture pinged up. Brilliant.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? How was your long day yesterday?
Yeah, long but good. Yeah.
Good, good. I hope you didn't have to get up quite so early this morning.
No, not quite so early. Not a lot in it though.
Oh, we lost you briefly for a minute there, but you came back. Okay. Well, we are apparently live, but I'm still getting a zero on the number of viewers, so we can just witter for a few minutes. Let me open the Q&A box so we can see when
Yeah, I'll do the
you
same.
arrive. Okay, nothing there yet. We're still on zero. Okay, there's been lots of conversation on Twitter. I hope you've been following it closely.
No, I've not quite managed that yet.
Yeah, no, it's good to see that everyone's so enthusiastic. Aha, we have a good morning. Yun Ning, good morning to you, or good afternoon to you. So, oh, and we have Sarah as well. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, gosh, there's all the technology is working amazingly. Ryan's here too. Great. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Yes, yes. You two won't realise, but Ryan the other day told me I looked tired, so I'm for it today. he was right, but anyway. Right. Oh, good. We're up to 8 viewers now on the counter. Can you guys see the counter as well, or is it just at my end?
It's just at your end, or at least for me.
Yeah, it's just literally in the bottom right-hand corner. It's up to 12 viewers now. Morning, Tian. Morning, Mabs. Morning, Constance. Great. There's loads of people coming through. Right.
Nick, I can't see you.
You can't see me. In what?
No, I can't see you on my little screen. Your name is there, but I can't actually see you.
I can see.
I can see you.
Oh, okay. Fair enough then.
I think you're in the lucky position.
I don't know. I've never had a proposal of marriage on one of these hangouts.
It was only a question of asking whether I was married. I mean, wasn't that much.
Just to make sure that he was. It was out of harm's way. Anyway, up to 18 now, so I think we can get going. Yeah, right. So I'm getting lots of good mornings through. That's good. So I've been tweeting already. Sarah's been tweeting already this morning. Sarah's been dealing with lots of queries about categories. So Sarah, I don't know if it might be an opportunity. Do you want to say something generally about that? Because some people clearly aren't getting it yet.
Yeah, I think the problem is that with some people, the theme they've chosen doesn't make it obvious how to go to the WordPress admin, to the dashboard site where you can make all these changes. I've noticed with some themes down the bottom, if users scroll right down to the bottom of their blog post, there's a section called Meta. It's titled Meta, and then I think the third one down there's an option that says WP admin or WordPress admin. If you click on that brings up the dashboard, which enables you to edit posts, and at the same time you can also create categories. There's no question that the ones that aren't showing are the blogs where the category hasn't been created, and I think that might be part of the problem. For other users, once you've got your blog open, if at the end you go /dashboard, and that should take you directly to the dashboard where again you can edit posts and add categories. And I think that's the problem.
Okay. It might be a good idea as well to just have a look at somebody else's, have a look over their shoulder, look at somebody who has got theirs working okay, which many of you have. So there's a lot of them that are working perfectly well. So have a look at one of those with that person and just see what they did. I think that might be helpful as well. Okay, so that's the little chunk on categories. Don't forget you can raise any questions you have at any point using the Q&A, and if you want to tweet your pictures of what the weather's like or what you can see out of your window, then please do. I decided that what I could see out of my window was a bit dark and grey and boring, so I sent a nice photo from yesterday in sunshine, which hopefully you'll find. And if you open it, I don't think you can see from the little snapshot of it, but if you open the picture, you'll actually see the dog as well. So I think I've got a bit of catching up to do with Sarah on the dog front, who's busy tweeting pictures of Millie on the boat all weekend.
Well, apparently it was the hottest November day on record, 22 degrees.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe it. It was lovely. It was really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then is just talk through where you should be at and the next steps. So you should all by now be working on your first post for topic 2, which is due by midnight your time tonight. So for topic 2, we're looking at online identities. And I posted yesterday a little bit of introductory blurb, and you should use that as the starting point for doing some inquiry and some research into the topic, and also reflecting on your own experiences of how you manage your identities online. So exactly as we did with topic 1, the process is exactly the same. You'll post your initial post on your blog. Of course, this time you'll need a category 2. Sorry, a category of topic 2, getting the words muddled up, because we've moved on, and it should display in the topic 2 section of the blog exactly as the topic 1s should display in the topic 1 section. That's in theory how it should work, and it would be kind of nice if that happened, otherwise we're all going to get in a bit of a muddle. I've just noticed there's a question: would our grades be affected if our blog post is not reflected in the no, not directly, obviously, but it'd be a shame if they weren't. Sometimes the setup of your blogs means it can't actually be pulled through into the module blog. Sometimes people who've had a very old website, we can't actually make it connect. So obviously it's not compulsory, but it's much easier for people to see and read your stuff, and for you to see and read other people's if you do it from the different topic categories, because then you can see everything in the same place. So it would be a shame if we can't make it work, and obviously, you know, if you're still having problems, just let us know and we'll get there eventually.
One other thing I wanted to say as about comments is that, again, I've come across one blog post this morning, and I did tweet about it, where somebody has obviously left a comment on that person's blog post, but the comment isn't displaying, so I can't read it. So I've credited them with the fact that they have done 2 comments, although obviously I can only mark 1 because that's the only one I can read. But of course that's not the candidate's fault. So I have the person whose comments need to show. I did tweet about that, and hopefully they'll get on that today.
Yeah, you should see on your dashboard for your blog that you've got comments waiting to be approved. And depending on what permissions you set, you might need to actually go in one by one and manually approve those so that they actually show up on the blog. So keep an eye out for that as well.
We've got another question.
Yeah.
From Silviana. She asks, what do you expect from our topic 2 answer? The answer is perfection.
Yes, that is an impossible question to answer.
Well, that will be a little bit more obvious when the feedback, when students get their feedback later on today. Yes,
we're still in the process of marking your topic 1s. We haven't quite finished that yet, but as Sarah said, we'll get you the feedback on those as soon as we can today, and then you'll see from that specifically what things you might need to do differently the next time. I would say I've done about half of mine so far, and I would say that the biggest point that I would make at this stage, given that I still haven't seen all of them, but certainly the thing that's jumping out at me at the moment is people aren't reading the instructions properly. And in particular, the post that I made, which said what topic 1 was, and gave you some links to articles and the question, you know, that actually really should get you started on thinking about what to build on in your post. But it was obvious that some people, I don't think, had even read that. So that was a bit disappointing. I know topic 1 doesn't actually count, and we definitely want to see your opinions and your views and your experiences brought into your posts, but we would like to see some actual content as well. So, please make sure that you read the articles we send you, and ideally that you find some others as well. It's easy enough to Google the topic or Google the authors of the articles we've given you, and perhaps find something more recent that they've done, or some article on the same topic that takes a different perspective, and include some reflection on that in your posts. But I think some people had jumped in and very quickly written a post which was very interesting and entertaining, but didn't actually demonstrate that they'd read any of the course material. So I think that's the biggest point for me when it comes to topic 2, is make sure you give yourself the opportunity to get good marks and show off what you've read. As with any of your modules, there's an element of research and reading to be done. So that's my point. I don't know what you two, Nick, do you want to add anything?
I can certainly add to that. Two things actually. First of all, in the comments, a lot of people are just saying things like, "Yeah, really enjoyed your blog post. Good job, well done," which is lovely. But you're all being much too polite. You can also challenge and disagree with what people say, and that will help kind of clarify your thinking and enable you to put some more interesting things in the reflective summary. Agreeing is lovely, but challenge what people have said. And I've made some comments in my feedback, which those of you whose work I've marked will see later. The other thing is that there's not as much use of images and video as I would like to have seen. There's a few pictures kind of dropped in there, but they're not really adding. The thing about putting images and video in is that it can add extra content without you using up your word limit. So if you pick something that's really relevant, that's making a point, then that all adds to your marks on your blog without actually you having to necessarily type in loads of words to support it. So make good use of all that other stuff that's out there, but attribute your images and videos accordingly and correctly, and read the guide.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with the attribution problem. Many of the images were not attributed. I would also agree that the sort of number and ultimate relevance of some of the images was also a bit questionable. However, in the ones that I've looked at, certainly in a number of them, some of the comments actually were quite critical, did spark dialogue. There was a to and fro between the two students involved in making those comments and replying to those comments. That was quite positive. And so I thought, in some cases, in some ways, when it was done correctly, those comments were working quite well for creating a dialogue whereby people had to explain or justify or clarify their understanding. So in some cases, that did work.
Great. Okay. And I think another point that occurred to me as well was that don't forget that this is a marketing program that you're on. I don't think any of the posts I've read yet have really made the connection between what the digital visitors and residents argument means for marketers in terms of understanding consumer behaviour and developing appropriate communications for dealing with those customers. So think about the bigger picture. Think about your other modules and your course as a whole, and how can you make use of some of this material. And online identity is going to be another good example of that. What does it mean for marketers if people are using multiple identities, for example? Does that create opportunities or challenges, or both? So that's something that I think a really good answer could reflect upon.
We've had a question from Andrea, I think referring back to the comments that Sarah was talking about, which asks, what if your comment isn't approved by the author? Does it count as one comment?
Yeah, well, it still counts as a comment, yes. I mean, there's no reason why the author wouldn't approve it, other than they've just forgotten to check. So you can always just contact them directly and say, don't forget to approve my comment. The worst case scenario would be you just copy your comment into your feedback document. So as long as you keep a copy of it yourself, then you can just say, oh, this is what I said, and you can show us the comment elsewhere. But I don't think we wouldn't need to resort to that unless somebody actually disappears off the face of the earth, which hopefully won't happen.
It just makes it harder, doesn't it, to kind of make that overall assessment if there's a comment missing. And it could be a really insightful comment, and it would be a shame if it's not showing.
Yes, yes, and also a number of people haven't given us the links to their comments in their summary, which again makes it harder for us to mark because we can't do it all in one go. There's a number of ones that I've done where I've had to leave a comment highlighted in yellow saying, please give me the links. So you can do that, obviously, when you get your feedback. If you see that there's a yellow comment and nothing in the mark box for the comments category, then it will say, please give me the links to your comments, and then I'll need to go back in again and look at them. But it means, that might be a day later, and it won't be the same. You won't get the same kind of feedback as if it had all been available at the time and I can see everything together. And particularly if lots of you are doing that, it's just going to add hugely to our marking time, and we'll get really cross. So then we'll give you really bad marks when you get cross. I'm joking, but you know what I mean.
Okay, we've got another question.
Okay.
From Yokai. If we were to include an image which mainly consists of phrases or words, will it be included in the word count?
Well, if it's an image, how can it be an image if it mainly consists of phrases or words?
A word cloud?
Yeah, it could be a word cloud. No. Anything that you've added in as a box, as an embedded object into your blog, isn't part of the actual word count. So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Right,
Would you agree in general that it's not particularly helpful to kind of fixate on word counts? As long as you're around that area, plus or minus 10%, then it doesn't need to be an exact count. If you've got interesting things to say them. Don't sort of get too focused on exact numbers of words. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair, as long as people don't go too mad. I keep saying we don't want essays.
No, plus or minus 10%, but
yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, I'm just seeing another question here. Oh, it's gone. Thanks for the feedback. We'll provide my post links on my Twitter account. Okay, right.
There's one from Amelia that's come in. Is it compulsory to reply to comments given to our blog post, or just replying to classify or justify our point in the blog post?
Okay, it's certainly polite to reply to comments, particularly if you've been asked a direct question in that comment. We're not actually going to mark those. They don't directly count, but yes, I would say if someone has taken the trouble to read your work and write a comment and ask you about it, then yes, I think out of politeness you should reply. And then hopefully, as Sarah was saying just now, that there will be a thread developing, and you may well find that both of you, both the person who wrote the blog and the person who made the comment, get a lot more out of it as a result of that ongoing conversation. So yes, please do.
I think that's very important. I actually think that the most useful ways to clarify your understanding in a subject is to enter into that type of dialogue and have to sort of discuss and justify and become clear in your own mind where you stand on a particular topic by responding to other people's questions. I think that's a very important part of the learning process.
Okay, great. I'm just seeing another question. Does the comment have to be on another two persons blog each time? No, I mean, really, we're not going to be going through everyone's comments to see whether they're on different blogs at different times. But I would say don't do the same comment. One or two people put the same comment on different blogs, and that doesn't count as two comments, really, does it? If you think about it, that's cheating. So try to say something different and interesting about two different blogs, and if that happens to be the same blog that you commented on last time, that's absolutely fine.
We've had another question, technical one from Renu, saying, "Is my blog visible?" And she's given us a link.
I can say no, it isn't. I can't. I'll have another look now, but I couldn't get that blog to work at all. Give me a minute, and I'll have another look, Renu, and get back to you.
Okay, Sarah. Right, I'm just seeing if there's any more questions here that we haven't covered. I'm back to the good mornings now. Okay, right. Just then I'm just going to screen share a minute and go to the course blog and show you one or two things. Hopefully this will work this time. So where are we? It definitely worked when I was testing it just now. Oh, there it is. Good. Too many windows open, that's my problem. Right, you should now be able to see the...
Yep, I can see that fine.
The blog post. Right, so there's the topic 2 question in the topic 2 category. I'm just going to go back to the home page a minute. Come on. It's being really slow. Right. So, oh yes, there's a test post there which has obviously worked, so that can go hopefully. Right, yes, I wanted to see who was tweeting. Oh wow. Edward has tweeted a picture of the train. You're not actually watching this hangout on the train at the moment, are you, Edward? That would be quite interesting for the whole carriage.
Lots of space on that train.
Yeah, that looks a very nice train. It's supposedly world-class system, but malfunctions rather. Oh dear. Okay. Slightly worrying. Right, what else have we got here? Oh, you are doing, yeah, okay, I've only just seen this one. Subway system in Singapore, doing my hangout on the go. Brilliant, excellent. I hope the trains aren't too noisy then. If you tried to do that on the tube in London, I don't think you'd hear very much. All right, and there's mine. That's my picture from yesterday of the sunshine and the autumn trees. It's a really warm afternoon.
And is that the dog there?
That's the dog, yes, that's Badger. Yes, a little dot in the picture. Right, and then we've got sunny Singapore. Okay, great. So you've got a sunny afternoon there.
That looks nice.
Oh, yeah, it does look nice. Oops, there's me again. Sarah says she spent the day at her desk. Yes, well, I spent most of the day at my desk and night, actually, but I did sneak out in the afternoon, I must confess.
I didn't get out at all.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I missed yesterday.
Okay, I've got my pictures coming up loads of times here. Right, and then we're back to the sleepy. Shannon says sleepy even before class starts. Oh dear. I hope you're still awake, Shannon.
The weather feels good for a nap. I like that. Napping weather.
Yeah, well, we can't nap because we've only just got up. So.
Quite.
Right, that's the latest on the Twitter front. Right, so in terms of, I was in the middle of talking about deadlines just now when another question came in. So I was saying that you're, hang on, I'm just going to go back and stop screen sharing. A moment. Right, get rid of that. Okay, yes, so midnight tonight for your first topic 2 post, and then midnight tomorrow for your comments and reflective summaries on topic 2. So it's pretty much full on for these 4 topics now, 2 days for each for the rest of the module. So it is really important if you are still having any kind of technical issues with your blog setup, please let us know. Do read the advice we've given so far. I know Sarah sent out a number of tweets with pictures showing how to make the categories work. So please do check those. But obviously, if you're still getting a problem, then get in touch so we can make sure that's sorted. Anyone else, Nick or Sarah? Is there anything else you think we should be mentioning?
I can't check. Is it Renu? I can't check her blog at the moment because this video call is taking up my all my bandwidth, so it's not actually loading. So once this video call is finished, I'll have another go and watch Twitter basically. Renu, keep an eye on Twitter.
Okay, great. Thanks, Sarah.
We've got a question from Shannon as well about topic 2.
Right.
She asks, so for topic 2, we should be discussing it with the thought of how online identity affects marketers.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think for all of your topics, I wasn't referring specifically to topic 2. I was just saying that I thought it was a bit unusual in topic 1 that people didn't really pick up on, the value of how people behave online as being a possible being important in how marketers choose to promote products and services to those people, i.e., which channels are most effective and when. So, as a general comment, I would say, bear in mind that it's worth thinking about that for all the topics. So, topic 2 and subsequent ones as well. Okay, thanks, Shannon. I'll close that one down. So, if there's any more questions, okay, Renu has received and understood your message there, Sarah. So.
Renu's blog still isn't working. It just, all I get on the screen, it just says, I'll read it out to you. It seems we can't find what you're looking for. Perhaps searching can help. It's just not appearing. There's just nothing. So I don't know what to suggest. Renu, maybe try again. Set up a different one. Use your name or use a slightly different title. But I don't know. But it's still not working. Still not there.
Is it a WordPress one, Sarah?
Yes, a WordPress one. Yeah.
Well, that's really strange. And again, like I said, if you're there with someone else whose WordPress blog is up and running fine, then have a look and compare notes and see if there's maybe something that they've done that you haven't. We don't normally have any problems with the WordPress ones.
It's possible that final create, the kind of whatever the steps are to finally create your blog. It's possible that hasn't been done because it's finding the title, but there's no content. So maybe that's what it is.
Maybe there's a publish button somewhere or something like that. That's
yeah. Yeah. Weird. Anyway, no, it's not working is the answer.
Okay. Well, let's keep on top of that one, and hopefully that will sort itself out today. Right. Any more questions, anybody, that we haven't answered? I'm just checking down the list because they do sometimes seem to appear randomly in the middle rather than at the top. But no, I'm just seeing good mornings there. Well, if you want to send us through any comments to say you're okay, that you understand, that you're having fun, that would be greatly appreciated. I think we've covered everything that's there at the moment. Right, so let's recap then. Just to waffle on for a few minutes while we see if there's any more final questions. So we've talked about categories. We've given you some initial feedback, although bear in mind we haven't marked everyone's yet, and you will get all those back later today. We've talked about deadlines for topic 2. We've talked about making sure you credit your photos and videos, and we have several times linked to a blog post about this on the module blog, which explains about copyright issues, etc. It might sound really boring, but it's really important. So great, getting a smiley face coming up in the questions. That's always good to see. So I think, from my perspective, we've covered everything we need to so far. Anything final from you two guys?
There's a quick question there from Justin. Do we post the exact comments on our summary post for ease of reading? No. What we want is ideally the link needs to be copy and pasted. So I, for example, can click on either a word in your reflective summary or the link to your comment at the bottom of your post and go straight to the comment. The only time you would need to post the exact comments would be if the person whose blog you're commenting on hasn't got it set up so that comments are displayed. If that's the case, then yes, you will have to copy and paste your exact comment on the bottom of your blog post. But no, if the comments are displaying on the blog post you're commenting on, I just need a link, please, so I can click and follow.
Yeah, and ideally a link to the exact comment. Not just to the home page of the person's blog, because then we've still got to scroll down and find all the right post and then the comments. But you can get a URL. Every comment has its own URL, so you can link directly to it.
Yeah, I would second that. From my experience, quite a lot of the links took you just to the home blog, or to the blog homepage, not to the actual comment specifically. So you have to spend some time trying to locate that comment.
Yeah.
And sometimes the name under which you comment and the name under which your site is So the URL for your actual site are not necessarily the same. So you then have to try and work out which comment belongs to which original or belongs to which poster.
Yeah, and that can be a bit confusing if a poster's got a number of comments, which a lot of them have. Then that can be a bit of a hassle.
Make life easy for us, please.
Yes, it's always a good strategy to make life easy for your markers. Okay, right. So and think about it. You know, from your perspective as consumers going to websites, you want to find what you're looking for quickly and easily in order to buy it and go away and be happy, don't you? So you know, we're exactly the same. You know, it's applying the same principles of ease of use and convenience. So let's bear that in mind. Right, so, okay, so we're getting some thanks and some smileys, that's good. Okay. Well, I think if there's no more questions then, we should sign off for today. Nothing further from you two?
No, it looks like the questions aren't, everyone's asked what they need to ask.
Good. Okay, so we'll sign off now then. As usual, I'll do a quick summary post and send you the link for tomorrow. And obviously the link for this Hangout will be to the YouTube recording. So if you have missed it, see we're up to 33 viewers. So most of you certainly are there. But if you have missed any of it, then you can always check back through YouTube and see what you've missed. Okay, so thank you for your contributions so far, and as I say, you will get your individual feedback sheets via your Gmail accounts that Sarah set up. Those will come to you later on today when we've finished the marking. And we'll speak to you again tomorrow morning. Oh, Silviana says thanks for today. Great, thank you too. Always nice to get a thank you.
Yep. Thanks to Ryan too.
And Ryan, brilliant.
Who's called me Dr. Sarah, which is very flattering, but I'm not quite there yet, Ryan.
Right, okay, on that note then, I will sign off, and thanks to all of you, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Okay?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.